Yeah, you just tell us when we are the live. Oh, I guess we
We're
are
live.
now. Jerome, do you want to introduce?
Sure.
Switch it up. Well, we're live now.
Live?
Yeah, meeting is streaming now live on Facebook.
Okay, cool.
I see it.
Woo-hoo. I'll start, and then Jerome, you can take over for a minute if you are.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. I am Brooke, and this is a Thursday live at 1, and we're here with Max and Janetta Jones. You want to say hi, Max?
Hi, Max. Hi, everybody. I'm Max and Janetta Jones.
And we are also here with Jerome.
Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well.
And we are all simultaneously on our phones trying to pull up the feed so we can see what's going on, because that's what we do. We are here today, I'll do that later. We are here today we're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to talk first about how to take a professional picture from home. We're going to give you 9 simple steps, which sounds like a lot, but they are simple steps of how you can take a professional picture that you can use on a listing, like a listing for Life Coaching Today, on your website, on any number of things, for your social media profile, and how it's not, you don't have to hire a professional photographer if you just keep a few things in mind. And we're also going to talk about sort of why you should do that, right? And then we're going to talk a little bit about Life Coaching Today, and then that'll be that. So first and foremost, Max, why do we want to have a good picture?
So we can make that first initial connection. So when people are looking for something and they see a picture, that's the first initial connection. That is the first way to say, hello, how are you? And people make a lot of, decisions based on a picture or a feeling that they get from seeing your picture. So if there's no picture, the first impression is sort of like that. There's something there to draw upon, So even if you see a picture and you don't do something right then and there, you come back to it, you'll have recognition from that picture. You'll say, oh, I've seen that picture before, or I went by this before, and now I'm ready to respond to it. And that is why, pictures and branding and color is so important. It's like, why is the UPS truck brown? We have a connection. Every time we see a brown truck, we know what it is.
Well,
so there you go.
It's huge. It's about with branding. I mean, that's a tangent I can go on for hours about. It does come down to your brand. And you are, if you choose to be, you don't have to be, but most people who are coaches are going to be the face of their brand. They are going to be the face. And why is it important to have a face? Because, like you said, you want people to connect and identify with the brand. Always, you want people to feel a sense of comfort within their brand. And what people don't think about sometimes, I feel, is they don't realize that every single element of your brand can be branded. Like everything you do, down to technique, down to, I always give 3 steps when I do my posts, down to, so many things. And if you start to develop these patterns of, this is how I do it, these structures, those become part of your brand, and people know what to expect when they are going to your business and your brand. So why is that beneficial? Because I can release something brand new and people will know, well, that's good because I like this right here. I like this one they did before. So they're going to feel far more comfortable coming back to you again for other products because they had a good experience with your first product. And so if you're consistent across the board, people know what to expect and they're going to keep returning because we're creatures of habit. Beyond that, the picture is important because people want to connect. They want to see who they are working with. There's a lot of people are distrustful, and they want to see your face and know who's working behind the scenes, who's doing it. And then we are naturally drawn to connecting with somebody that's like us or somebody that we want to be. And so putting that foot forward is very important, that best foot forward. so that people can then form an attachment to you and have that connection and relate to you, because we want to relate. And I'm just babbling here, but one more thing. Also, neuroscientifically, when we talk about like neuromarketing and things like that, people respond to emotion, and that's from in our reptilian brain. What happens is we make a lot of our decision making before we even know it, and we will look at the way somebody is looking. So if you have smiles all across your website, people are going to immediately be put at ease. They're going to be feeling what you are projecting, right? That emotion. They're going to feel it first subconsciously, and then you'll start to realize why you're feeling those things. But so it's important to know what energy you are projecting in your pictures as well, and keep that in mind. Also, we just a couple tricks. Smile, sell. I always say that, smile, sell. And then and then if you take a picture wherever your eye line is, that's where people's eyes will go on your website, anything. So if you are, let's say you're taking a picture for your website and you want people to look at something that you're saying you're doing, take a picture and look that direction, and you'll find that will draw attention to whatever it is you're writing, because that's just how our brain works. We look at a person, we look where they're looking, and that's just natural in us. So just interesting things about around the picture taking, and little I guess hacks, you could say. For when
and why it's so important to be conscious of the picture that you're taking, especially if you're taking a picture that represents your business, or that represents what you put out into the world or what you're offering the world. It's very important to make sure that you're in the right mindset. You know, you don't want to be taking pictures hollering at the kids, get down from there.
Well, unless you're doing a picture, that works for, which we'll talk more about that. So we're gonna go.
But if it's for your business, no.
Well, Jerome and I have taken some funny pictures, but there's a reason for that, because we took pictures together where I was like, okay, we're gonna look really confused for this one, and so, but we can use that later in our marketing, by posing a question. Confused about your website, and then it's great to have an option, like various options of different emotion and things that you're going to put out, but always have fun with it. But so we're going to do 9 steps. Step 1, have inspiration. So these are all haves. The haves you should have when you're taking your photo, and what that means is look at what other people are doing, what kind of pictures they're taking, what poses they're using. And get some inspiration. Max,
or be inspired, or just think about how you want to portray. But Brooke is right, it's also good to research and to see what other people are doing and to play around with it. But I believe that a lot of people know what they want to put out, sometimes maybe a little bit afraid. So to be inspired means to be at this place where I'm inspired to put out my best efforts because I want to help. Because most people, no matter what business it is, they want to help solve or resolve a problem. So have that mindset, be inspired by your goal, because that is going to inspire you to take that extra step because you're so passionate, be inspired.
That is a really good point that you bring up. Also, that have a goal for your photo. So if your photo, what are you taking it for? And sort of have an idea beforehand, because that will help inform a lot of your choices as you're going to take the photo. So if you're taking it for your website, you might want, okay, in this, we want a scene or something. And so you just want to plan for that. So have a goal for it. If the goal is to take a profile picture, know that it's going to be a square, and you probably want it here, right? And not way back far away, because you want people to see you. So just have a goal and know what you're doing for your site. Or for your photo. Jerome, do you have any?
Yeah, just one thing to touch on, kind of goes along with understanding your goal. I think also understanding your audience, understanding what's going to sway them in which direction. That is in correlation with your goal. So I think that's something to definitely go ahead and you want to think about when you are actually setting that goal and then playing it out.
Very good point, Jerome. Very good point. Keep in mind who you're taking it for. Absolutely. And listen to what they like and they want. Well, very, very good point. Okay, so that will bring us to point number 2. Find a comfortable place to take your photo. You want to be comfortable. Like, you don't want to be somewhere you're awkward or you feel, because that's going to come through in the photo. Like, that will, the subtlest things will come through in a photo. So make sure that you feel comfortable in your environment, whatever it may be. So let's say if you are about to take it and you are wearing a white shirt, you probably don't want to have a white background behind you because you'll blend right in. So, you want some contrast. So have a place where you are separate from your background. And that has a lot to do with sort of the setup, and we'll go over that a little bit in a minute. But anything else on how have a comfortable place, guys?
Well, I think that your back, wherever you are, other than it being comfortable, it should really reflect what you're trying to put forth. So if you're putting forth comfort and safety, then you have to have like Brooke's background, and mostly all of ours, but Brooke's background stands out, so I'm going to use hers. It says, okay, I'm comfortable, I'm alive. You have the plant in the background. It has to be able to pull the person in to connect. You know, it has to make you a live person and not just a person on the photo. So background is very important. If you're posting your life coaching picture, if you're going to be at the zoo, it's because you're portraying something.
It makes,
a zoologist coach. But whatever your background is doing, you have to be comfortable in it. It's pictures matter. So comfortable background, but make sure it portrays or connects to what you're doing or saying or promoting.
Yeah, that's huge. Because if you're a business coach, you're going to take a very different picture from somebody who is a spiritual coach. Or so you know that everything in that photo is going to communicate a message of some kind. So be just very aware. Be aware of what's around you and what's behind you. Jerome?
Yeah, I want to say, I think that the term professional photo maybe gets lost in translation sometimes, because when you hear professional, you automatically think suit and tie. At least I do. I think what we're trying to go ahead and explain is that professional doesn't necessarily always mean that. Again, it goes back to your audience and which goals you do have in mind, which, I mean, if you are at the zoo and you are a zoologist coach, that's not an unprofessional photo. It's taking into account things that you need to take into account when it comes to reaching and connecting with whoever you would like to connect with.
Suit and ties are, I mean, that you gotta have a certain kind of snazz to be wearing a suit and tie nowadays, right? Like, there's not a lot of suit and ties out there anymore. Even the professional.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. And it all depends. If I'm an attorney,
yes,
I'm gonna have a suit and tie on. So depending, make sure what you're doing or wearing or your surroundings connects with your message.
Absolutely. And always put your best foot forward. So if you can, I mean, I'm not saying that you can suit and tie. Again, it goes back to being comfortable, right? Be comfortable in what you're wearing too. Have it be appropriate, but be comfortable in it. Don't be uncomfortable in your own skin, because that will project. We've kind of already been talking about number 3, so I'm just going to dive right into it. Have a look, which is sort of what we've been addressing this whole time. So by that, we were just saying, think about what you're going to wear. Think about your background. Think about the feel of the photo. That's all falls into number 3, which is have a look, and decide what that is. Know it's a part of your brand. So you want your look to fall within your brand and what that brand is, and know that every choice you make says something about your brand, and your brand is your most important asset. So I think we covered have a look pretty well, right? I mean, yes.
Yes, we have. It's just remembering, what do you want your look to say? What is it that you want to say?
I'm going to ask you, Max, how do I figure that out? If I'm unsure what I want my look to say, because we can tell people that, how do they figure that out? What's a way?
Research. Surround yourself by like-minded people, or, research. So I'm a relationship coach. And I like to connect people with themselves, with spirit, in a relationship, with work. So I need to pull in the outside world and be approachable. So I want my look to be approachable. Someone where someone say, "Oh, I could talk to her," or she seems approachable. So whatever I'm wearing has to be approachable. Whatever I'm doing, my makeup, my hair, has to say, I can approach her. I can talk to her. I can open up to her.
Okay, so I'm going to take it one more step forward. What does approachable look like to you?
To me, approachable looks like softer, sort of like softer. Approachable is something that doesn't make the other person feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that because I have big hair, but people still approach it like, "Hey, can I touch your hair?" I'm like, okay. But it just, there's something, your look, your smile is important. So and it's even what you wear, what you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
It has to say, I'm approachable. I can keep what you tell me in confidence. So it has to be, it doesn't have to be a suit and tie, but it has to be somewhere between casual, comfortable, something that's in the realm of professional, that you're going to keep my secrets, you're a professional, and I can release and talk to you.
Because I mean, the reality is, people have to trust us as life coaches, right? As coaches, we have to be trustworthy, and so we should be projecting that sort of image. A trick for me that I use when I'm taking a photo is I try to be that. I am that emotion in that photo. So I think about it. I will sort of, I want to say, meditate on it, or just really channel. So if I want to be open, I'm going to I'm going to think I am open. I'm going to ground myself in being open. I'm going to open myself up for that photo and make sure that I feel that way, that emotion, when I am taking that photo, and actually feel it. It's a little like method acting, where you want to actually feel that emotion when you're trying to project that outwards, because it's going to come. The subtlest things communicate emotion from our eyes, our eyes are huge and so important in pictures, and having them be open and wide and welcoming, again, smiles and things like that. But I mean, smile, you don't always have to have an ear-to-ear grin to be taken. I mean, sometimes a serious face is important. So, Jerome.
I think you guys covered it well. That was beautiful.
So we're going to move to number 4 then, and that is have equipment. Now, when we say equipment, we're not talking about you have to have a professional camera. You have to have, not at all. You probably have the equipment you need already, and you probably have it in your phone right here. Most iPhones have an amazing camera that's better than most digital cameras out there. Galaxies, they have amazing cameras. A lot of phones have really good cameras. You just have to make sure your settings are set to the really high resolution photo taking when you do that. Anything else on equipment as far as just camera stuff goes?
Definitely. Well, I mean, this is maybe less of equipment and more of your environment, unless you're in a dark environment. Is the lighting is huge. That's golden hour. You always.
Number five. We're gonna go
Oh, my bad.
number five. Number
I'm
5.
Back it up, Jerome.
Own number, because we know it's that important.
Okay. I'll hold on.
Go ahead. Anything on equipment or on camera stuff, Max?
Well, like you said, iPhone is good. Your Android is good, but your computer is not good. Do not take your pictures on your computer. That's a no-no.
Well, I do take it on my computer, but I use, where is it? Oh, I don't know. I use a webcam. So I use an actual, it's got a high resolution. I have it's a 1080p. I mean, so I know that I can take a high resolution photo with it. Now, mind you, it still doesn't take as good as a phone camera. Phone camera is still better. But the reason I like to do it with that is because I'll pull it up on my laptop so I can see myself while I'm taking, and I can see what pose I'm in, sort of, and I can sort of practice a little. And that's the reason I like it. But you can do that with your phone as well by just taking taking it and then looking, right? It's right there, and then adjusting and then looking and adjusting. So one of the tricks I wanted to talk about too is take your phone and turn it on to the where it's got a timer. That will help a lot. And then also, if you have it, a setting where it will automatically take a photo for you because I have a repeater basically where it just takes a photo every 5 seconds. So I can just take a bunch. I can take a ton and take a look at them when I'm done and see the ones I like and then adjust. Also, we have some other little equipment things. Selfie sticks. Okay, you'd probably rather have a tripod. Something like this is not a bad idea, honestly, where it like clips onto your phone here. It's not a terrible idea. And
those are very popular now on Facebook and everything.
And you can get them very inexpensive too. And it's got a light on it too, which is awesome. You really want something that's going to hold your phone for you. So a tripod with one of those little clips on it works great. And a little thing, because having your arm out doesn't always allow for the most professional pose thing. You probably want it stabilized, and you're not, there's a lot of arm in that photo. So just get your phone or in a place that is settled so it's not moving, and then get in that frame and take a whole bunch and then look at them. Always look and retake. Know that you're going to take a ton. Have you guys ever been to a photo shoot? Have you not? How many pictures does a photographer snap?
A lot.
Two? Just two?
From what I can remember, if it's my photo shoot, if I set it up, they're going to take obviously a bunch, but there's been moments, there's been times where
not okay.
Okay.
Not
when you go to a photo shoot, it's extremely exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking a lot of photos, and at a certain point, you don't want to smile. You just have this feeling of,
I need a break. I'm tired of this. It's exhausting. I mean, it's that's being on set, filming all of it. It's a lot. It's work. It really is. It's fun for a minute, like the getting dressed up and all that. For some people that's work too. But it can be exhausting. So but just know, be ready that this is not going to be a short process. Really give yourself a chunk of time so that you
different colors.
You can get options. And that's, honestly, give yourself options too. Try on different shirts, different backgrounds, try different angles, put it far away. Here's, we'll talk a little more about this. We'll talk about that when we get to lighting. But just give yourself the time to do it. That's part of equipment, is allowing yourself the time and know that it's going to take a little while and take a lot of pictures.
With different outfits on.
Yes, different outfits on. And you can use your phone. Just make sure it's high resolution. That's what you want. It's a high res. But most things online don't need to be all that high res. We're not doing product photography. So you're pretty safe to do it with your phone. Number 5, have a lot of light. Jerome.
Number 5 has its own special. Number 5.
Makes sense. It's very important, I think. The difference in lighting can absolutely ruin or create a photo. You see everybody loves to go out at the golden hour is what they call it, around the evening time when sun's setting. It's right in everyone's face. It's absolute amazing lighting, and everyone is out and taking photos, and there's a reason behind it, because it's optimal
golden
time.
Hour. It happens twice. It happens at dusk and dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But you can use natural lighting. Natural lighting is a good thing because it's a bright, right? That's the thing with natural, it's very bright, which is what you want. You want it to be uncomfortably bright when you're taking a photo. Because why? Because the camera lens, the brighter it is, the easier it is on the camera to get detail. Like you're basically giving the camera a break. It doesn't have to strain. So you want it bright so that you can see, period. Also, real quick, I have a degree in film, and so 3 lights is probably what you want. If you're not doing natural lighting, you can go crazy. It's everywhere. You might want a reflector, but if you're inside, you want 3 lights. You want a light behind you, a light next to you, and a light behind the camera. That's called 3-point lighting. That makes you look dimensional, so you don't look flat. So by having a light in front of you, you're getting the front of you lit. The side, you're getting the side, and in the back, it's lighting the background so that you stand off of the background. So you don't look like you're one with your background again. I want you to contrast with your background and get off of your background. So don't be right on top of whatever's behind you. So if you're standing in front of a wall, take 3 steps forward and be 5 feet in front of the wall. And you'll be surprised what a difference it makes in the photo just by stepping a few feet forward, backwards, moving closer to the camera or further from the camera. Give yourself space from what's around you, because everything on film shrinks. Like everything basically gets sort of brought in, and the dimension looks much different. So if you're right on your background, you're not going to get a shadow. You're not going to be. It's best to have a little distance between you and what's behind you. So, anything else? Light.
Number 5.
Lots of light, lots of light, lots of light. Cannot say that enough. Like, that is crucial. The more lighting, the better. And if you want to look good in your photo, if you want to look, you don't want to have wrinkles, lighting is your friend. Some people think, no, lighting is your friend. It hides the shadow, and the shadow is how you see a wrinkle or how you see. So the more light, the better.
Now on your iPhone, when you take a picture, certain iPhones, you can do the glamour. They have like a glamour shot or gloss over shot. The glamour shot is your friend.
Yes, those are your friends. Yes. Don't go too crazy though. Like, you want to still look like you at the end of it all. Right? People should be able to recognize you in your photo. Which really have a current photo. Like this is why it's so important. You want a current photo. You want people to, when they meet you to look like the person in the picture.
This is true.
All right, number 6, have things to do. We call this business when you're in the film industry, or give them business, and that's something to do with your hands. So if you're feeling awkward, because sometimes it's taking a photo, you can feel very awkward. Like, where do I put my hands? What do I do? But all of that can be taken away when you give somebody something to do in their photo. So it could be pointing at something. It could be looking on your phone. It could be, let's say there is a reason for that. Let's say you can be giving a speech to somebody. And that's by giving these sort of scenarios, or even having a prop involved, it gives you something to do in your photo, which can change the photo and also make people a lot more comfortable, because they're not like, where do I put things? I'm not sure. And it takes that away. The moment you hand somebody a keyboard, they know what they're supposed to do with it and where they're supposed to put their hands. So having things to do in your photo is very helpful. Anything else?
I just want to say that, kind of goes along with saying a picture says 1,000 words. So it gives whoever's viewing your photo, I think, just more introspective on exactly what you're trying to portray, rather than just, giving the minimal amount of communication per se through a photo, which is just kind of standing in front of a wall. You have something which people can go ahead and be a little bit more introspective about and figure out exactly what it is you're trying to communicate a lot easier.
Yes, very much so. If you want to be a motivational speaker, so let's say your coach wants to do motivational speaking, you might want to where it looks like you're motivationally speaking, and have business. That there are ways to do that and to project that without you actually having to be in front of an audience of 300 people. You can take a photo that projects that emotion and makes people feel like, oh yeah, he does that. He's got it. Max, anything on have things to do in your photo?
No, that's always a thing that confuses even me. It's like in the photo, you see people with their arms or their face or, their hands. And sometimes I just think as natural as possible is great.
Well, I agree. Sometimes some people just feel they just don't know what to do with themselves. I know this because
I agree.
Yeah, on a set, a lot of times when you're working with actors, sometimes you'll have somebody who doesn't have lines, but they're on the screen and they have no clue what to do with themselves. And it's probably when you're not speaking or acting, it is probably the hardest time to be an actor, because you're not scripted at that point. You are improvising and you have to stay in character to be this person. So not having something to do can be one of the hardest times to pose, or the hardest times to project when you don't know, what am I doing in this photo? So that goes back to our goal a bit too, is having a goal. So what is the purpose of the photo? What can you be doing to project that goal and the message in that photo? And you can do that, extends to being a coach for whatever you're coaching as well. So if you're a health coach, maybe you want to be at a gym and you're doing something gym like, or you're at if you're not necessarily, that's not necessarily health coaching either, but you could be at a hospital, you could be a number of different places, and projecting that message and doing something as a coach in those situations. And that can be make life a little easier, being in a sort of real life environment, doing what you do, if you're feeling awkward or uncomfortable. So
that's a good suggestion. If you're, you're exercising, if you're exercise coach, be somewhere.
exactly. And then number 7, which is, I just say have options. We've sort of talked about this. That is, take a lot of pictures. Just take a lot. Just more than you've ever thought you needed. Because then you have options. You never know. Being somebody who has designed websites, I never know what the need for a photo is until I'm in it. And so having 300 to choose from is so much better than having 5 to choose from. Jerome, you can talk test, right?
Yeah, and yes, 100%. I mean, going in a photo shoot, I mean, you've got a few goals in mind that you do want to accomplish, like we mentioned, but your goals change throughout, your processes. And if you have something that you think isn't relevant to your current goals, who knows, down the line, you might be looking through your old photos and you're like, that's perfect. We took that already. We don't have to go ahead and set up another photo shoot. We can go back to what we already have and use that, and we're set to go.
Save them too. Keep holding on to them. You may not use it right today, but
Definitely.
you can later. You never know.
Yeah.
Max, are we good? Or
I think that if you have less than 300 photos, you're in trouble.
yeah, there you go. See, it's true.
As long as you say from 3 to 500 or more, you're fine. Because at the time when you start looking through them, you're going to say, okay, these 5. So you can have 300 photos and only 5 of them will say, okay.
Oh, trust me, I know. I'm aware of that mode. I mean, I can go through it. I like this one, this one, this one. But it can change too. I can go back 3 months later and find ones that maybe I missed the first time, and I'm glad they're there. I'm glad I still have those options and I haven't gotten rid of them. So and in the same sense, again, have options with poses and how you're posing in your photo, how you're, don't do them all standing this way, looking prom photo style. Switch it up a little, try being straight on, try 3/4, try one side or the other. Just give yourself options, because you never know what you might like. So standing up, sitting down.
Or what you find, something may be more marketable because that's what you're doing.
Also, I should give yourself, okay, so if we're just talking profile picture, keep in mind that you're gonna, what your frame is gonna be. So when you're doing a profile picture, it's probably gonna be a square. So you wanna make sure whatever you're taking is gonna support that square. If you're taking a picture for your website, you probably wanna be off to the side in most of them. Why? So we have copy space. So what is copy space? It's so that people can write stuff, so that your graphic designer can write things on the photo over, and there's space to do that. So just keep in mind, you don't always need to be front and center in your photo. Sometimes being off to the side is very beneficial to a graphic designer, very, very much so. So be aware of that. Also be aware of banner pictures. So sometimes you want a longer and wider picture. So give yourself the option of having a longer and wider picture. And because if you're a social media banner, you're going to want a longer and wider photo, right? For your profile, you're going to want to be close and square. For website, off to the side with copy. And that's very important. So I think we're on to number 8. Yeah. Which we kind of
on to number 8.
Number 8 is have emotion.
If we can. What? One more last tidbit on that as far as options are concerned. Also, never a bad idea to maybe bring multiple changes of clothes. Mm-hmm. So that way, if we are putting out that photo shoot multiple times, they're not getting the same exact outfit that, they received previously. And that is nice when it comes to maybe looking at a profile of yours. It's not the same thing over and over again. It looks like, you know, someone went out there and they spiced it up. It just gives a nice, refreshing feel to.
And you can use different outfits on different pages of your website, I believe.
Absolutely. Some variation is good. It's good for your, I mean, again, as a graphic designer, you want to have some variation because it's people like, it's more interesting that way. But always within your brand, which is, so just don't go too crazy. You don't want to go too crazy one way or the other. You sort of want to stay, you know, if this is the whole span of what you can do, sort of just pick a middle of the road and you can go this way within that space. And then also have a second opinion there too. You could have a friend be there to say, hey, try this. I mean, if you're comfortable, you want somebody you can be comfortable around. But maybe it helps you to have somebody who hey, it notices if your hair is, you know, going off to the side, that something you can't see on yourself, that's there to just let you know and be a second set of eyes. It's not a bad thing to do. So, and then so we're doing number 8, right? Which we sort of talked about a little bit, which is have emotion, which we've mentioned a little bit. Know that whatever your emotion you're communicating in your photo, I mean, whatever emotion you are feeling or appear to be feeling is what you're going to be communicating through the photo. A photo says 1,000 words, and that's true, right? So if I'm,
it is.
Yeah, if we're so Jerome, we did this. We had fun. We took photo shoot together, and so we did. What did we do? We did look confused, look angry, but it was great. It's great to have those at the end of the day, because if let's say we want to run an ad, and Jerome, get your most confused face on for me. You got to get the giggles out first. So, and I said, you know, confused about SEO. Jerome, you'd want a picture with it that looks like what?
Just absolutely.
There we go. See, so you want to communicate that emotion. Max, you want to do one? You want to do angry?
Oh my God, no.
No, you can't do it.
No. But I think that angry is an emotion.
People
for business, unless you are promoting something with anger. Anger is a profile picture or emotion you want to try to stay far away from.
It can be, and it can be, because people will inevitably feel what you are making them feel. So if you have everybody looking angry all the time, it's going to eventually make them feel kind of angry. We don't tend to buy.
It's going to make them, you know, go right by you because I've seen people look at pictures and say, oh, she had an attitude, or
oh yeah, attitude's like, a good thing. You don't want an attitude. It's funny because like you can say, but really you don't want the kind of attitude that makes you look like you are better than others. You know,
right.
It's a fine line though. It's such a fine line, right? Isn't it? Because you want to look professional and like successful. What is the first thing you said to me about the image you want to project earlier, Max? You said that
you want to project a certain image, but you don't want to project unapproachable or snooty or I think I'm better than you.
Mm-hmm.
No, you want to project calm, kind, understanding. So sometimes people have this look on their faces like, you know, I'm better, or you're clueless, or you don't want to have any of that.
But now, wait, one of the things you'd said earlier, I think before we were on, is though that people want to see somebody who appears to be as successful or more successful than they are themselves. Right?
You want someone who has conquered the thing that you're looking to conquer.
So what
you're looking for is credible, assured. You know, that's what you're looking for. So you want to avoid, I'm here and you're here. You want to avoid, you know, that. You want to bring out, I have accomplished what you want to accomplish, and I can help you, because basically coaching is about, you know, accomplishing something and helping others to get there or find ways to get there. And that's why we have our niches. So you want to be approachable, but you want to be self-assured. You want to be confident. You want to be credible, you know?
I was
Because
just
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much hair, how much makeup, whatever you do, who you are is going to shine through that beautiful picture that you're putting out there, and a picture. And that's why a lot of people don't like to take their picture, because a picture tells 1,000 words. It really does. So you want to portray your very best thought. You want to be in the best mood, and you want to portray that I'm here to help you. I'm going to walk side by side. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to help you. And all that can
so
be portrayed in a picture, I believe.
how do we portray that? Because I think that's a good important question. So I think it's important, confident and credible, right? Those two things. We want confidence and credibility. So what, and it's going to be different for every person. What makes somebody confident, appear confident and credible, is going to be, might be completely different for me than it is for Jerome, right? When I look at a photo and I see that somebody is credible, I might have a completely different opinion than Max, let's say, of what makes somebody appear credible. So just also know that do what you use your best judgment, right? So if you, because not everybody's gonna be your perfect client. So do you at the end of the day, right? Do what makes you feel confident, what makes you feel credible. Do those things, and that will draw, if you're authentic and being authentic, that is what will draw people to you, is being authentic. And I also think a big important thing, be confident, but confident doesn't mean arrogant. You need to be humble, and that's what will keep you from appearing above somebody, right? It's about being approachable, it's about being humble, being confidently humble, really, right? So you are confident enough that you don't have to be better than people, because you're comfortable in what you're doing and with who you are, that it's not, you don't have to worry about that even. Just be you and figure out what that is to get in that space. And if you're feeling that and really authentically feeling that, that will come out in your photo, because the reality is authenticity is translated when we take a picture.
You're right. You're absolutely right. That's why when you said earlier that you need to be comfortable in your space, if you're in a space that you're uncomfortable in, all that's going to come out. It's like oozing out of you. So
This is
confident about it.
one of the things that all the teachers teach in class is be that thing. So be that, be confident, be that coach, be that person, be in that moment. You embody that and be that and believe it and actually be it. And that will project in your photo. And be approachable. The reality, be these things. We can say it to people all day, this you need to, you have to, but that looks different for everybody, right? There are certain tools like how you position yourself that will help you look more professional. But when it comes to having emotion, really, that's up to you. And be okay with not being everybody's flavor. Like, you know, we are all acquired tastes. Not everybody's gonna like us, and that's okay, right?
No, they're not going to like us.
But be you and be comfortable with it. Embrace you, right?
True. That's very true.
And that'll bring us to our number 9, last one. Have fun. Have fun doing it, right?
Man, have fun doing
Well,
it.
fun is the key. Fun is the key. It's just that you have to keep that energy of fun up, because taking your photos can be exhausting after a certain point. But just keep the excitement in it and remember why you're doing it.
Jerome?
She got it. It's definitely, I would say keep in mind, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So make sure your cheekbones are well rested before heading into it. And yeah, just, I mean, I like to have fun with everything I do in life. So, I mean, that's just, it helps bring out who you are. If you are having fun, it's the authentic you. If you're genuinely having fun, your authentic you is bleeding, and that's hard to hide from the camera lens.
Yeah, the camera knows. It knows. Why? And that's because we really share our emotion through our eyes, and it's really difficult to hide that when you're trying to take a photo, because your eyes have to be open, and so people can read the subtlest things. It's when you take acting classes, they teach you the difference between acting on camera and acting on theater. In theater, it's huge, right? But on film, and it's little the littlest things like opening your eyes, closing your eyes can make the biggest difference because it's subtle. And those subtle things can really change the emotion in a picture. So just if you're feeling it and that's real and that's true and genuine, that's what people will see. So just be what you want to project. And that's really the most important. So in one more time, number 1, have inspiration. Jerome, do you remember number 2? No, he's like, I have to look it up.
Is have a comfortable place.
Well, Max, number 3, have a look. Number 4, Max.
I don't know them by heart.
You gotta have them memorized. Have equipment. Have a good. Make sure you're using the right phone, high resolution. Number 5. Okay, this is the most important one. Have light. Have light. Number
That
6,
is extremely important.
Number 6, Jerome.
Have things to do.
And which is just give yourself options, right?
Yep.
Which is number 7, have options. Within that, take a lot of photos. Have a friend there. Different poses, things of that nature. Number 8, have emotion. And I'm not going to say have emotion. Be the emotion. Be it. And number 9, have fun. Really, I think number 1, have inspiration. We should change to have a goal. I think that's really what number 1 should be, is have a goal. Have a goal in mind for your photo of what you want to do and a plan.
Where you want to take it.
Exactly. And then if it doesn't work, if you don't like it, the amazing thing is you can take 100 more because you're taking these at home by yourself. So nobody's going to know any better. You could throw them all out. It's digital photo. It doesn't cost anything.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. As I was going to say, as opposed to paying, professional photos are very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can become your own professional.
You can, and you can do it. Just make sure you have a lot of lights. You have your phone, a tripod, and it's still, and then just go crazy and experiment with things. Maybe something works for you. Maybe something doesn't. Maybe something in our list doesn't work at all for you. That's okay. That's okay. This is just our best suggestion. Doesn't mean we know everything. We have it all figured out. This is just our way to try to help and give you the knowledge we have and what we've learned along the way. Before we wrap it up, Max, talk about life coaching today, and our coaches, people who take Certified Life Coach Institute classes, get the opportunity to have a lifetime listing subscription with Life Coaching Today.
Yes.
And we have a ton of coaches doing it, but one thing that they need to do, and this is why we did this, is make sure you guys complete your profile on your listing. So Max, talk a little bit about Life Coaching Today and profiles and all that for me, would you?
Yes, I shall. So Life Coaching Today is a platform and a digital magazine that is all about life coaching. So our goal is to hack your life. So whether you're the coach or the client, Life Coaching Today builds a directory or a profile, a directory that allows you to place your profile. It allows you to blog and to place your videos. So when a person is looking for a life coach, they see everything there is to see and know about you. Your pictures are there, your profile is there, your video is there. So when you're graduating from CLCI, you have a lifetime membership with Life Coaching Today. So for the rest of your life, you can go there, and we have a 5-star rating on Google. Yay! So, and your client could be somewhere across the world because Life Coaching Today is global. So we want you to have access to not just what's in your area, because we live in an age that's digital. So we want you to have access to people all around the world. And that's why we ask that you go on, you put your video of yourself up there, that you put your picture up there, that your bio, your price, and everything is there, because starting in June, we're going to be doing referrals. Yay! So if your profile is completely finished, we'll be able to refer people to you to say, this is what you're looking for. Try this person. And with all your information, that person can take a look at you and say, hey, I'm going to call this person for a discovery call because this is what I'm looking for. So the goal is presentation. is to put everything out there, put everything on the table. And a lot of times what we do is we start things and then we don't come back to them. So if you have your profile up, I think we're at 600 people now. And if you have your profile up, go back to it and tweak it. Right now, where we are right now in this day and time, it lets us know that you need to go digital. You need to find ways to expand your gift because someone is looking for you. And without your profile or your picture up, you're almost like a store that's closed. We don't want you to be closed. We want you to be open. So put everything in motion so that people can find you and connect with you and have the benefit of your lovely connection.
One of the biggest questions we get when people call certified life coaches is, how do we get clients? How do we do that? I mean, we don't know how. Help us. Will you help us with that? And this is one of the ways we help with that. This is one of life coaching today is trying to help as well. But you have to first help yourself, and that's finishing your profile. That's the first step, is putting up that picture and putting yourself out there, because nobody is going to hire you if you don't put yourself out there first. So don't be afraid. You are good enough. You are trained. You have to, in order to be on life coaching today, you have to be a certified coach, right? You have to have had training. They're not going to let just anybody out there on it. So know that you've completed the course. Time to start getting clients. So finish your profiles, put yourself out there. People will hire you, but they won't if they can't find you. So,
but isn't that amazing that that's like the most, I think that it's one of the most asked questions of coaches, how do I find clients? And I remember when I graduated from Certified Life Coaching Institute,
yeah.
master level, I took both courses. Yay! So if you guys haven't taken both courses, get back in there. But I hit the ground running because you have to go through your book. That's another thing. You have to utilize your CLCI book. You must read it. And sometimes we don't go back and read it and get all the eggs and all the things that are in there that teaches you how to get your coach, So it's, again, the information is put there and you have to go in and get it. So like same thing with life coaching today. The information is there. You have to do something with it. Read your book, fill out your profile, and you'll have clients. That is basically the way that it works.
It is
You
an
have to
entrepreneurship. Like, you have to realize that it's up to you. The amount of effort you put in it is what you'll get out of it. So putting up, your profile, taking a few hours every day to sell yourself, right? Every day, every single day, you should take a little bit of time to sell yourself and your business. One of the things I do is everywhere I go, I talk about what I do. Like, shamelessly, I will talk about what I do. Why? Because it gets me good practice. And two, you never know who you're going to meet, and you never know if they might need your help or services. So always be putting yourself out there. Always. That is, be proud of what you do and talk about it. I will talk about it with anybody. I don't care who you are. It's who I am and it's what I do, and I'm proud of it. And so embrace it. Don't keep that a secret. Don't keep your talents, your life coaching talents, what you want to be, a secret. Tell the world.
It's
Jerome?
a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys knocked it on the head.
Okay, so I think that's about wraps it up. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Max, so much. And thank you, Jerome.
Thank everybody. Thank you.
Thank you,
Max,
guys.
Bye. So thank you guys. As always, make sure you check out Certified Life Coach Institute. If you guys have anything you want to add to the conversation, comments. Also, if you take your photos, share them with us. We want to see them, please. I'm going to take some and I'll put some in the comments. But I want to see your pictures, so put them out there. We'd love to see them. Yes, anything you want to add, put them in the comments. Make sure you share this if you liked it. And thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day and check out Certified Life Coach Institute, everybody. Bye.
Take